everyone, it's Rhygar here from Rhygar Gaming. Welcome to another episode of Learning to Play City Skylines. So today we're going to keep expanding our city. If you remember from the last episode, we got to the next level and we were able to unlock a few things. We were able to unlock the incineration plant, the university, and what we really want is the underground metro station, or you could use one of the overground ones as well if you really wanted to. And so we're going to learn how to create our metro system. We probably just want to double check all of our different views of the city, make sure that everything is going well. And we're also going to need to fix up our trash situation because our landfills are getting pretty full. So let's just go for an overview. So the power situation is pretty good, so no worries there. For the trash situation, you can see that we only have space for 40 million units, and we're already at 32 million units. So our landfill is going to be filled up pretty soon. So we're going to be using the incineration plant to take over essentially, and then eventually we're going to use the incineration plants to help us to empty out our landfills. So at the moment we can't move any or delete any landfill sites that already have some trash in them. So if I try and delete it, it says the building is not empty. Cool, and I can't relocate it. I won't let you do that. You could use the move it mod, because the move it mod lets you move anything, right? So you can use the move it mod to move anything, but if you don't use the move it mod, then there's no other way of doing it. So we have to empty out the landfill first before we do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in some incineration plants and then use those to incinerate our trash. So if we look at the trash situation, so we burn it, we turn it into electricity as well, so that's pretty cool. We get 12 megawatts of power out of burning our rubbish, which is pretty awesome. But I guess it does produce pollution, so there's 100 pollution and there's 50 noise pollution. So noise isn't such a problem because we kind of build it out here, but it will produce some pollution. Later on in the game, you may be able to get some non-pollution methods of getting rid of your trash. But at this stage, the incineration plant is the one that we want to go to next. So what we might do is, let's just add them to the road over here. So we'll build a few of these. We'll need a few because we want them to collect the trash from the city, but also allow us to empty out the landfill site. So we'll put 4 for now and we'll see how that goes. Alright, so if we unpause it, those will start to take over. And if we look at our trash capacity, right, so don't worry that it says that we only have landfill capacity of that. You'll notice that we now have a processing capacity of 193,000 units per week, which is good. Alright, so how do we get our landfill sites to empty out? So this one has got 60% full, this one is 48% full, so we'll leave those going as it is. Let's get rid of some of these ones which are need to be empty. So let's choose this one. So if you click on this button here, empty a building to another facility. So before you couldn't do anything because we didn't have anywhere for the trash to go. If we do that, you'll see that trucks will start to come out of here. Eventually, hopefully. So there we go, you've got a truck coming out. So let's just follow that truck. So if you want to follow a car around, you can select it, click on the follow button, and that will allow us to follow that particular vehicle. So let's see where it goes. It should be going to our incineration plant. Cool, so it turns onto our road here. Yep, looks like it's going to our incineration plant. Awesome, awesome. So we can see some of our intersections are starting to get a little bit busy, so we might need to do something there. So it's coming up here and it should go into one of our incineration oh, actually it just dropped it off. It didn't actually turn into the incineration plant, it just dropped its load automatically, which is cool. So we'll stop. Oh, I deleted it by accident. So we'll stop following it. And you can see that that system is actually working quite well now. So you can see we've got a bit of a traffic build up. If you look at our traffic situation, we're down to 86%, 85%, not so good. All right, so there's a big bottleneck here and a big bottleneck here. So these two places are perfect places to place a roundabout, and that will actually help improve the traffic, because at the moment they're giving way to the traffic going left to right, and all the traffic going up and down is having to stop, which is not so good. So what we want to do, and also it looks like we've got some buses here, which is also reducing our traffic flow as well. Alright, so we're probably going to need to move these two buildings away from here to build our roundabout. So let's just grab the Move It mod, toggle snapping, and we'll just move this over a bit. Let's move it to there. And we'll move this one, let's move it down to there. Sweet, so that'll give us some room. And remember, we have the roundabout builder. So let's go to a road, choose the roundabout builder. Probably 3 lanes would be good for that. So let's go 3 lane. And then we'll just reduce the size a little bit. So that's probably good. 1 roundabout there. 1 roundabout there, and then the buildings that are on the road, they'll get destroyed in a minute. So, or you can destroy it yourself if you want to. So just choose the bulldozer to get rid of that. Sweet. And then we'll just make sure that traffic manager is set up correctly. So if we choose this and go Control Shift Click, that will set up everything correctly for the roundabout. Alright, and hopefully that will fix things up for us. And we'll do Control Shift Click on that. Cool, and that just sets up all the priority symbols, make sure everything's going quite nicely, and you can see traffic is starting to flow much more smoothly through that particular section. Now for some reason that's not selected, so we'll make that, give it a right of way there. And we don't have a dedicated turning lane there, so let's fix that up while we're here. So give that a dedicated turning lane. We can't see. Turn off. No, it won't let us see that. Oh yeah, you can just see the arrow there turning in, so that's fine. Any more? There's one here. Let's put a dedicated turning lane there. One there as well. The rest of those are fine. Awesome. Cool, so the traffic still is quite fast, still building up quite a bit, but that should alleviate it in a while or so, and that should go down. Yeah, it's already going down already, which is pretty good. What's our traffic situation now? Whoops, going up, it's up to 88% now, which is awesome. So even though some places are dark red, it doesn't mean the traffic is actually blocked, it just means it's busy. So you don't need to worry too much about that. And remember, we currently have no despawning selected, so that means that no cars are despawned or deleted if there's any major traffic jams, because that gives us a challenge to help us to improve our traffic. Okay, so what we need to do now is learn. So we've done fixed up the traffic, trash situation. We now want to build our metro system. So if we go to the public transport tab, so at the moment we've got our bus things, and then we have the metro system. So what you want to do is connect your metro system to suburbs. So have kind of a metro in each suburb. So if we have a metro in here somewhere, and a metro here somewhere, so that connects those two ones up. I guess if we put a metro here, that will service this area, and that area. We could put a metro somewhere in here for the farm district, and then we can have a couple of metros on this side and this side of our district over here. So that just kind of links all those things together. So you could have just one big loop, big massive loop, or you could have little loops that people can connect together, can get off one metro or subway car and get onto another one, as long as you have two metros close together. So what I'm thinking is I might have one loop that encompasses all of this area here, so all of the residential and the farming area, and then have a loop which connects to the farming area to this district, so people from the residential area can get on the metro, hop off in the farming district, hop on the metro, and then come into this district. And then we want a metro that connects this district to here, and so they can then transfer onto a different one. So that does give them a little bit more transfers to do. Later on you could think about maybe having just a direct metro that goes straight from this section all the way to there for people that want to do that. So we could do that as well. Okay, so we want to choose the underground metro station. It does produce some noise pollution, but it's not too bad. And you can always remove houses around it and put some trees around it and stuff if you want to. So I think once we put the metro in, we're going to have to redesign our bus system, because what your bus system should do is bring people from around the suburb or district to the metro station, so that way they can take the metro to other parts of the city. That's because the metro is faster, it doesn't clog up your road system because it's all underground or on its own tracks, and the metro can take a lot more passengers than the normal buses. Buses are limited to 30, a metro has about 150 people, I believe. So let's put a metro here. Let's put it right on the corner. So put a metro there. Let's get it around the right way. Because we want the metro to go down this way, that's why we want it in that particular orientation. So let's do another metro here. No, we don't want it there because the end of the metro station is very close to the water's edge, which is probably not a good idea. So if we put it here, that gives us a little bit of room to bend the tracks around. So basically you can lay the metro tracks just like you would roads. You can make them curve around and so on. Cool, so we go from this station to this station. Then we're going to have maybe we could have a stop here. No, we'll keep the metro station there. We can use buses to bring people over to this metro station, or they could bring people over to a metro station over here somewhere. Okay, so let's put in a metro. Now sometimes if the slope is too steep, it won't let you place the metro stations. You can see it says slope is too steep there. So you do need to place the metro stations on a reasonably flat kind of land. Alright, so let's put a metro station here. It's going to delete one of the farms, but that's okay. Well, in fact, we could put it here, couldn't we? Oh no, the slope is too steep there, damn it. Where can we put it? That's about the earliest we can put it. Alright, let's put it there. And actually there was a gap there anyway. And then we'll put another metro station down this end, and then it can connect up down there. So it will be kind of nice if we can line it up with this one here. Alright, so what I've done is I've placed the metro station over here because I want to leave this space for the metro line that will connect up to our residential area up here. There's no right or wrong way of doing it, so you can do it whichever way you want. Some ways will be a bit more efficient than others, so that's fine. You can always redesign your metro station lines later on anyway. It's not such a problem, so don't stress out too much about where you need to place them. As long as they're reasonably distant from each other, then that's pretty good. In fact, we could have probably only put one in here if we wanted to, but having two is kind of nice because people will walk a reasonable distance to your metro station. So now that we've placed the metro stations, we now want to connect them up using our tracks. So we use the metro tracks here. And if you push the page, if you hit the page down button on your keyboard, if you're on console, I'm not too sure what button that is, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. So then we go underneath. So at the moment, the metro stations are at a default height of minus 12 meters underneath. If you hit the page down again, it'll go 24 meters down, but it won't connect up to that. So generally you want to stay at 12 meters. But if you want to have metro lines that crisscross each other, so if I did a metro line here to connect to that one, if I want to do a metro line that goes this way, I can't do that because it's going to hit this line, right? But if I go page down and go 24 meters, I can happily put a line underneath it because it's further down, 12 meters down from that particular one. You can also bulldoze any metro tracks as well. Push the page down button to go underneath, and then you can delete your metro tracks. Hit the page up button and it goes back up. Right, so that's how you go underground and overground using the page up and page down buttons. Alright, so we've got that set of tracks done. So for this one, I want to curve this around. So if I do a track about here, 12 meters. So let's put a track all the way along there, and then we can curve that up to there. So use our road curve tool, bring it up to here, it lines up with that, click, and then curve it around, and we get a perfectly nice curve going around there. So for this one, we just want to click here, line it up with that one. Is it lining up? No, it's a bit too far away, so let's do this. Curve a little bit towards it. So sometimes, because of the road and buildings and stuff, it won't let you place there, so you just got to move it around a little bit to get exactly where you want. There, keep going straight. Still not lining up with that. Oh, that's about close enough. Curve it around, and then we go into that one. Sweet, so that's all connected. So we want to create one big loop. Okay, so now I want to go from this one down to there. So I guess we could almost do a straight one, like so. Sweet. And then we want one that goes under here. Whoops. Page down. We want one that goes down this way, about up to there, so we can curve it around. Let's use our road curve tool. Sweet. I really love the precision engineering and the built-in tool for doing this sort of stuff. Makes things really easy. Awesome. So now we've got a nice loop for our metro. Cool. So we've set up the tracks and the stations. We now need to create the actual metro line, just like we did with the creating the bus lines. So choose your metro line tool, and you basically start by clicking here to create a new line. Cool. So we put one dot there, and then we put another stop here. Sweet. You can see all the people become happy because we're adding stops in, which is really nice. So this is different to our bus system. This is the metro system. So we carry that through, and then click here to add another stop. So that connects to there. Click here to add another stop. That connects to there. Click here to complete the line, and then that completes that line, and we now have a completed metro line. So if we go to the lines overview and go to metro lines, you can change the color of that. So we'll just make that a slightly different color. Cool, that sounds good. And we'll deal with the number of vehicles and things in a minute. Cool, so this is going in a, I guess, anti-clockwise direction. If 12 noon is up here, it's going around this way, which is anti-clockwise. So if I'm at this station and I want to get to this station, I have to take that whole loop all the way around to get to here. So what a lot of other people do is they put another line which goes in the other direction in their loop. So that makes it a little bit nicer. So we can do that by just going click to create a new line. So there's basically two sides to this metro stop, right? So you can see there are people getting in and out of the metro there. There's little people walking around. So those are the people in your station. So there's two sides. So that's on one side. So on the other side of the lines, we can create a new line. So click on that, and then let's go in the other direction. So click here. Click here. Click there. Click here, and that completes our line. And we can give that a different color as well. So, oh, that was a bus line, damn it. I want the metro. Cool, so we want to change the names of these, so let's call this the Picard line. That was anti-clockwise, so let's put anti-CW, and this will be the Picard line clockwise. Sweet. So you can see there's not huge numbers of passengers at the moment, but it will pick up as people start to use our metro line. Cool. So we'll fix up the bus lines in a minute to bring people to our metro. Okay. So another thing that people do is they just put a little road, if you have the room, off just for the metro station itself, so that buses can come into the metro station and not clog up the actual road as well. So that's another thing that people do, so maybe we'll do that in another episode. Alright, so that's that line done. So now we want a place where people can transfer and go onto this line over here. Sweet, so let's put a loop in for that. So let's choose our metro station tool. So we want to put this one opposite the road. Let's put one there. So we'll put one here. Even though it's reasonably far away, people will walk to get to there. So they'll walk across the road and come to there, which is fine. Cool, and then we're going to swing that around and bring it around this way. Alright, so because of the way that I've set the roads up here, we're not going to get kind of nice placement for our metro. Although we could put it here. Yeah, let's put it along the main road here. If we can, yep, we can put one there. Sweet, and let's put one. So we're going to put another one close to the high school actually, because then people can take the metro and get to high school. That would be pretty awesome. Alright, actually I think we only need one metro station for this area, because we can use buses to bring people to the metro, and as we fill houses on this side, that will cover that as well. Alright, so we want one line that will allow us to go to these two stations and connect to here. So let's put the tracks in for that. So this one just goes straight across. Whoops, choose the straight tool. Sweet. Then we want that to swing around and connect to there. So let's put a straight road going this way first. Bring that forward a bit. And then use our curve tool. Sweet. And then we will... So we don't actually need to complete this loop if you don't want to, because what will happen is that the metro will just go up to here, then go back the other way and come back down to here. So that works as well. So why don't we do that and show you how you can do that. So we just create a line here. So start creating the new line. Put a stop here. Put a stop here. Sweet. And then we need to go back again to connect back up to here. So if we put a stop here, that's on the other side because the metro train is going back this way, and then click on this to complete that line, and you can see we got a line that goes all the way to there, and then it comes back again in the backwards direction, which is awesome. So we'll just change the color of that. So what should we call this one? So this is a new line, so let's call it the Rhygar line. Choosing my favorite characters from my favorite TV show. So you can see the passengers are going up already, right? 56 on the anti-clockwise Picard line, and 84 on the clockwise Picard line. That's pretty cool. Sweet, and then we just need a connection from this particular metro station out to here so that people can get to work. And in fact, we could just use the same station because the trains don't carry through, so we can actually use this station and connect it, and you can have this line only going to here and another line that connects to the other end of that, which I'll show you how to do. So let's choose this one here. So let's put this in the middle of our, the middle's probably going to be here, isn't it? Because we're going to build out here later on. So, oh, slope is too steep though, that's a bit annoying. Can I put it on this side? I can put it on that side. So let's put it there. So let me show you how we would do this. So boom, awesome. Sweet, that does need electricity and water, so let's just quickly put that in. Cool, and electricity, we can run a line from here up to there. Cool, we can get rid of that later once the rest of the industry area fills in. Cool. Okay, so let's have a look at how we do the line. So click on here to create that new line, then click here to add a stop, then click here to complete that line. Sweet. So the yellow line ends here because it only uses one side of the station, and then the green line ends here because it uses the other side of the station. So let's go to our lines overview and give it a name and color. So it's best to do it straight away because that way you don't forget to do it later on. Cool. So let's make this the data line. Alright, so now we have a functioning metro system. Sweet. So what we could do over here is put a path in so people can walk all the way down to there. In fact, I will stop here and we will do that in the next episode. Alright, so now that we have a functioning metro system, in the next episode we want to tweak the system, make sure that we have enough capacity on the metro line, fix up our bus line so that it takes people to the metro stations, and then they use the metro stations to get to other parts of our city. Alright, so that's the basics of building your metro line and fixing up our trash. How is our trash situation going? So we were emptying this one here. So now it's only 38% full, where it was 16% full before. So it just does take time, but eventually it'll become empty and then we can delete it. And then we can start to get rid of all of this industrial area. And that way the pollution will go away as well. Alright, so that's it for this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed that episode. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, you can give it a thumbs down as well. That's perfectly fine by me. If you like my content, then please subscribe, as it just helps other people find my videos through the YouTube algorithm. And hopefully I will see you in the next episode.